Karma goes first, sadly, but otherwise this isn't bad. On Dimir, okay. Get our tri-land down early. If we're lucky, they have no 2-drop, and our Make the Spear can be awesome on our turn 3. We'll see if they slip something under us now. Okay, sweet. Do nothing. I'd like to see it. Play you out. Hold Make the Spear for turn 3. Looks good. Okay, they do nothing also, though. How badly do you want to get you down? What are they going to do on turn 4? Yeah, I think we can probably get you down now. Put up Shouldered for our turn 4 if we really want to. 4th land. Do nothing, okay. We don't need to drop Shoulder then. And we probably just get down to their Xander's Lounge. Hold here. Okay, this will be an interesting game. They try to Emperor now. Go ahead and make the Spirit. Fifth land. They play Shouldered. Well, we can just kill it right now. Alright. Do you want to get rid of this thing? Yeah, I think so. Hope they don't have Spell Pierce. Nope, Shoulder goes to the bottom. We get to draw up. Hit more land. But now we're tapped out. Psycho or Fiend's Tower. That's a great turn for us. They slow down for a minute. That's huge. 3 mana available. Okay. Let's not slam the Shouldered yet. Trespasser comes down uncontested, by the way. Sure, we'll take the Emperor here. So they have no counter spells. So we're just thinking about removal for Shouldered. And next turn we'll have enough mana to play Shouldered and also hold or tie Scorn. They drop a Rafine outright. Well, we don't have an answer to it, so I guess we can try this. We don't want them to start drawing every turn. That does hurt. Let's see if they counter. They counter. They go for the Trespasser. Instead, they use one of their only removal spells. Well, I mean, if all the resources are gone, it's time, man. We gotta try. So they didn't have another Infernal Grasp, probably, because they should have held priority on upkeep, although it may have just been too quick. So they either top deck that, or the game's priority passed really quick, so they didn't have a chance to respond. Come on, deck. That's not it. That's not it. Okay, that's a card. Probably play out one of you. Oh man. How much land do we possibly need? What are we cycling with? Only if we draw into Celestis or something? Blood is real, though. Blood is real for both of us. That's not the card you wanted to see. Alright, well, it's a top deck war, I guess. They have 4 cards in hand. I don't know what they are. They're Plaza of Heroes. Counterspell's okay. Do we really need to play out the swamp? I don't think so. Hey. Well, whoever plays the next card, there's going to be answers for it. That is a beautiful draw. And we really hope they don't counter it, but here we go. Do we want to put it down as a haste? As a haste threat? Just draw? I think we do. Let's hope they don't have Syncopate. It's an expensive Syncopate, but I guess they can pay for it. Again, we could just Scorn. Alright, that was the best possible draw we could have gotten. And if they Wandering Emperoress, we have 1 counter ready for it, and hope that gets there. They don't. That's huge. That's so big for us. Okay. The top deck wars have begun. Oh yeah, baby, let's go. Run it back. Resolves. Underdog. Go the distance. You got it. Down to 8. Okay. Take the draw. This is huge. Trespass. All right, we can play that next turn as well. Another land, do nothing. Okay. Let's try again. I feel very blessed to be the first one to underdog. I'll tell you, it was a stroke of luck. I'm not gonna say it's all skill, but first one to underdog in a long game like this is massive. I'm just waiting for them to drop like Hullbreaker Horror or something on us. Okay, comes in on the night side as well. Take a creature. We could probably take our own Trespasser for more damage. Okay, Infernal Grass there. That brings them really close to dead. Do we let that go? Yeah, I think so. I think we'd rather hold a counterspell for something else, right? Yeah, let's let that go. Okay. Drop to 1. No Meat Hook Masker. Okay. All right. Make him have it. Cut down. Try to counter it. There's more stick. Scoop. All right, man. Just underdog them down. Run them down, man. Brutal. Brutal for us. That was good, though. Opponent goes first. We can keep this. Underdog on 2 isn't bad. It's too bad we have both taplins in the opening hand, but we'll deal with it as it comes. Okay. Opponent mulls to 6 on mono white so far. Drop the lounge. Looking like Grixis. Guardian of New Benalia. Okay. Well, that trades pretty well with us, fortunately. Eventually we'll have the shoulder, though. You gotta hope. I think we really need to save the Infernal Grasp for their turn 3 Peacekeeper. So that if they name Shoulder, we can use Infernal Grasp. And they name Infernal Grasp, we can still drop Shoulder. Third land, let's see if it's the Peacekeeper. The attack first. I mean, I don't hate trading here. This is fine. Drop off a land, make it indestructible. Yep, it's okay. Here comes the Peacekeeper. Yep. So they either name the Grasp or the Shoulder. They should name the Grasp. Because otherwise we just use the Grasp for super cheap this coming turn. We have a much more awkward turn if we don't hit an untapped land, because we basically do nothing then. They name the Trespasser, even though we do not have the untapped land. Pretty interesting. So there is a chance they can make this thing indestructible. So we're going to go ahead and pick this off now. Peacekeeper goes down, just in case they have Valorous Stance. Adeline. Funky arts. I was never a fan of this black and white art. Take 3 down to 15. Okay, untapped land would be huge. We hit it. Okay. It's definitely a shoulder turn then. And we'll see if they have the answer. They know they need to get through 2 of them, though. Okay, so they enlist the Benalia, which is, of course, annoying. 2 to the top. So we have to get through the Benalia at some point. It doesn't have to be with the Shouldered. We can throw a Trespasser under the bus next turn. And if we hit a land, also hold Infernal Grasp. I don't hate that. We drop pretty low here. Let's give it one more turn. Down to 9. Play out a Peacekeeper. That sucks. Okay. So they can take the Trespasser or the Grasp, but we'll at least have an answer to Benalia. We can use it before they move to combat, so that they have to tap it, so they can't attack. They name the Trespasser. Rona's Vortex is actually quite nice here. and it gets around the Benalia's indestructible effect. So we're just going to hold here. No attacks. And they don't have hexproof, so the Rona's Vortex will get through. Another land. Let's hope they don't have another Peacekeeper. Intrepid Adversary Pump Squad. How bad is that? Is that just straight up lethal? Well, we can always Infernal Grasp one and just bounce the other one. So this isn't awful. Maybe we let this resolve. Try to take out two guys at the same time. They know what we have, though. Okay, they sink all their mana into it. They want to move to attackers. Okay. That's fine. Let's see if they power up the Benalia or not. Okay, so they want to enlist the Benalia. So what we can do, we probably want to kill the adversary and then bounce the Benalia and then trade with Adeline, I think. That's a lot of damage otherwise. Yeah, that's fine. We don't have to do that. We could just take 4 this turn. No, I think this is important. Let's bounce it. They scoop on that. Interesting. I think they could have kept going, but that was very carefully played on our part. On the play with Make Disappear. I'll take it. And start there. Up against Say. Azorius. Alright. That's a game. Azoria's Plaza of Heroes. They go for the Denic. I guess we'll do this now. Now the good news is they're not going to have a lot of removal in that deck. That's a nice draw. That's a perfect draw. They basically don't have any removal in this deck except for Kaito. Okay. This equals 1 here. Well, okay. Now I actually don't know what they're playing. But, drop a Shoulder here. See if they can deal with it. We have all our endgame threats immediately, so we're not poorly positioned with a nice curve. They drop a Rafine. Only 1 mana open. Okay. Well, we'll go ahead and attack here. Ona eats it all, and we should be able to drop the Sphinx uncontested. Nice blocker for Rafine. So their Esper, okay. Shoulder goes down. They leave the Sphinx around, though. Pretty interesting. Another land. Okay. That has Death Touch, but not flying. Counterspell. That's pretty good. We can also Takenuma and get back the Shouldered. So that might be what we do this turn. Start with a Sphinx attack. Okay, they eat it all. Drop down to 7. We hit 2 lands. Wish we had them beforehand, but that's okay. Sure, doesn't matter which way we go. Let me play you out. So we could drop back up Sphinx. If we don't, they get to attack with a Rafine. I think we let them attack with Rafine. If they try to kill the Sphinx, we counter it. And if not, we Takenuma, get back the Shouldered, and deploy Shouldered on our turn and go for lethal. We don't know if they run sweepers. They probably don't with this heavy of a creature deck. So they attack with both these guys. Double Connive. I think we drop the second Sphinx here. So if they have Farewell, then they just win. Because they can exile the graveyard and all the creatures, but that's making them have it here. This makes their attack awkward. I don't know. We'll see. I bet they attack all because they have Death Touch here too. So they can attack all, get 2 draws off, look for a removal spell, but they still have to answer both Sphinxes ultimately. Okay. They just attack with the Death Toucher. They get 1 draw off. No blocks. Take 3 Wedding Announcement. Maybe they do run for Farewell. I don't know. Okay. They may have just drawn into that. One mana. We could probably get the underdog in there. Or we could just hold a counterspell. I think holding the counterspell is pretty good. I guess we can do it all, can't we? Okay. Let's see what they have. They have to take that block. Drop down to 2. We can still play Takenuma and hold Urtai Scorn. Was thinking we'd save Takenuma to get back a creature, but this is fine too. Double counterspell in hand. Means the Sphinx should survive. There's nothing they can't Danik has flying, and they're completely tapped out, so I guess we go for it. Okay, a little bit iffy there, but sequence did manage to get us there. On the play, not too bad. Nothing to do until turn 3 currently, but it's not the worst thing on the play. Okay, start here. Angmar on Secluded Courtyard Humans with the 1-drop. Okay. Well, we have the ability to bounce it if we really want to. Red. Eat 1 here, no problem. And do they have the 2-drop? They don't. Wow, that's awesome for us. That's so big. Okay. Probably just hold the counterspell. Should be fine. Both fire. Okay, that's fine. So they're actually Boros with Secluded Courtyard? I don't know. 1 to the bottom. There's a 3-drop. We're going old school. Old school Boros. Okay. So, that means their only removal for Shouldered is the Brutal Cathar. So we play Shoulder, they Brutal Cathar it, then we run his Vortex and get back the Shouldered. Should be pretty safe. 4th land. Yep, there's a Cathar. That's fine. We hit the land, so we could just drop the Sphinx instead. Which is maybe even better. It doesn't really matter how we do it. They play Raiju this turn. We still have very good blocks. Both these are acceptable. The Sphinx is a little better because it gets us so much farther ahead next turn. But they're similar. If they go land, Brutal Cathar, we're in the same spot. We just run his Vortex, one of them on our turn. Or on their next subsequent turn. 5th land. Here comes the Raiju, sure. They don't have enough mana to target the Sphinx with Play with Fire, so that if they do attack here, they're in a pretty awkward position. Yep, Play with Fire to the face. Backup Shouldered anyway. I mean, Rona's Vortex, the Cathar isn't bad. We should be pretty fine to attack here because we bounce the Cathar, get back the Shoulder, block the Raiju. Think that's fine? Whew. They're not going to like to see that. Maybe we just drop Shoulders on them. Make them have it. Shouldered or more Sphinxes? I don't think they can deal with Sphinx either. Take the Sphinx. Okay, well I was going to get cute with it, but I don't think they can really answer the Sphinx either. Okay. So now we have to think about getting burned out to face, because they actually do have a good chunk of damage here. Get back and play with fire. Down to 11. This turn's going to hurt a lot. So we need to be a little more careful going forward. Now, they might chicken out of attacking with the Cathar. They don't want to give us back the Shouldered. Okay. We probably want to take out the Raiju. I mean, taking out the Cathar is just really good. Let's just do it like this. Oh, man, they have lethal. Ah, shit. Oh, got too greedy. That blows. I got way too greedy that game. Looks good. Keep that. Start with our tap land. Nice little curve here. All Granger on mono red. Phoenix Chick. Okay. Mono red out in force today. Backup Shouldreds. Not too bad. Yeah, we can play out the underdog. I don't know if we necessarily want to kill the Phoenix Chick or not. Waste our Infernal Grasp on that. Probably would prefer to save this for a Raiju. Second red. Eat 1 down to 18. Firebrand. That's not a bad Infernal Grasp target. Is there any chance they pump this up? There's a small chance if they have the... I think we just drop a Trespasser here instead. And no attacks, just sit pretty for a bit. So they have to pick one. If they play the Storm Seeker, make this a 4-1. One of these can't block, but the other still can. So I'm not too afraid of that. The Iconoclast kicked. Okay, sure. All right, well, we'll take our trades here. Doesn't really matter how we do it. Ooh, did that guy have trample? Maybe it did actually matter. It does have trample, my bad. All right, well, we drop a Shouldered here and make them answer it. So we should have blocked the, I don't know if we did, but we should have blocked the Trespasser to the Iconoclast. I didn't realize it had trample. Fourth land into a Firebrand, okay. And a Pack Leader. Take 1. Drag to the bottom for 2. Actually for 4. Well, that's not ideal because that actually kills our own Shouldered. So I don't really need to do that. So we drop the Trespasser here instead. Sure. Take the Firebrand. No attacks. And we'll just hang out here until they lose. And if they over-deploy their entire hand, we can drag to the bottom of the entire board if we really want to. Okay. So they get in here. We could trade off a Shouldered, but that's not really necessary. Let's make them deal with it by themselves. We'll trade off the Trespasser here instead. We don't even have to do that. We could save it, but this is fine. Okay. Play out backup Firebrand. Eventually they can pump this thing, by the way. Syncopate. Not bad. I think we just hang out here and Infernal Grasp and Syncopate this turn. Yeah, this would sweep our own Shouldered, I think. So no attacks, hang out here. If they try to pump the Firebrand, we might Infernal Grasp it at that point in time. 2 attackers, okay. Try to get in with everyone. So they can pump this what? To a 5/5? Let's take this block and see if they want to pump it. 2 damage, okay. Well, yeah, I think this is fine. Might see a Lightning Strike here and then deploy backup Shouldered. Yep. We can't, X equals 1 doesn't do anything on the Syncopate. They play out a Beast Caller. Again, we don't have enough mana to get rid of that one. Alright, more land is fine. We could take this opportunity to sweep, which isn't terrible. given that the beast color actually can grow. So this is fine. So the beast color is dead. We drop the next Children. Okay. Scoop. Yep. Yeah, it's the oldest trick in the book. Run the shoulder out. Welcome to the post-game deck tech. If you made it this far, please consider dropping a like, a subscribe, and maybe even a comment. It helps the algorithm and the channel grow. Dimir Control, a lot of fun, a lot of great cards in this deck that I really enjoy playing. In the one-drop slot, we have Rona's Vortex, can be used early for 1 mana to just bounce something and stall out a little bit longer, or bounce something into a counterspell. That's another acceptable play pattern. But you can also kick it for 4 total mana to basically take out any threat, creature or planeswalker, put it on the bottom of the deck, which does get around indestructible like the Guardian of Dominaria, which is quite nice. In the 2-drop slot, we've got a mix between Syncopate and Make Disappear for our counterspells, 4 Infernal Grasp to hit all the big targets you absolutely have to get rid of as soon as they come down, 2 Underdogs, which is a good blocker early and a great late game threat against control decks, and 2 Bankbusters, which the draw engine is nice and also pairs very well with Shoulder in terms of gaining life and stabilizing against some opponents. In the 3-drop slot, we're running 4 Trespassers, just a solid 3 mana, 3/3 body, take things out of the graveyard, gain life, drain your opponent, and the War discard a card is super annoying against control decks, so it's just an all-around solid card. And then I'm not running any other card draw, like I'm not running any Memory Delusion, I'm not running any Thirst for Discovery in the 3-drop slot. Instead, we're just running 4 copies of the hard counterspell Urtai Scorn. I find that the Sphinx is really all we need in terms of card draw, and what you really want to hit off a Sphinx is not more card draw, but rather just some hard counterspells to completely lock them out of the game. So I like Urtai Scorn here. 1 Celestis, kind of a fun of, but really good in long grinding matches, and can help gain you life and stabilize otherwise too. 4 Shouldreds and 4 Sphinxes as our finishers. These are just great. And just 1 drag to the bottom. It is quite good when you have exactly 1 of your tri-lands down, because then you have 3 for the domain and X equals -4/-4, because you get X is 1 plus the number of basic lands you control. So that's great because it sweeps up everything except for your 5 Toughness Shouldred and your 5 Toughness Sphinx. It gets a little more awkward when you have 2 of these out, because then you have 4 for your domain, so you get -5/-5, which sweeps up your finishers too, so that's not ideal. So I think 1 of them is fine. I think it could be quite nice if you're digging for answers. You could try to dig via the Sphinx, look for a drag to the bottom, sweep the board. That seems like a pretty nice play pattern, but you might not need this at all. Looking for replacements to the Maiden Massacre here. So that's the deck. I hope you enjoyed the video. Have a great rest of your day, and I will see you tomorrow. Peace.